The good old days. Award-winning British band Gomez performs pre-pandemic before COVID-19 pushed pause on the lucrative live circuit, leaving musicians relying on income from streaming, which for the majority simply isn't enough. Companies like Spotify have long been criticised for their opaque, confusing and ungenerous royalty systems. And the problems have been amplified recently. Tom Gray of Gomez has taken the mic to call for change.
Streaming is incredible. It's given us all the choice in the world in our pocket. It's the best thing imaginable for a music fan. But presently, when we go and discover that rare piece of niche music, there isn't a reciprocal benefit for that artist. Because we now get paid via these tiny micro payments every time someone streams a track. It's about 0.004 per stream of a pound. It takes centuries to pay off any debt you have to a record company.
It's an even starker tale for smaller artists. Joey DeFrancesco plays with US band Downtown Boys, and the combination of no gigs and paltry streaming royalties has forced him to look for income elsewhere.
I've been picking up teaching jobs, just like freelance writing jobs, driving Uber and doing these kind of rideshare things.
Joey's part of the Union of Musicians and Allied Workers Justice at Spotify campaign, which is fighting to raise the Spotify royalty payment to a cent per play.
We have 25,000 artists signed on to our campaign within about a month of launching it. As far as I know, this is the first time musicians have organised collectively against a streaming platform.
Here in the UK, Tom Gray's Broken Record campaign has prompted a government inquiry into streaming economies and how an industry that raises more than $1 billion in revenue can pay its artists as little as 13% of the income. And they're calling for complete reform of the payment model.
We can't see who's listening to our music. We can't form any loyalty with our audience. User-centric just means taking your subscription and dividing it up amongst what you listen to. The consumer gets to know that when they listen to us, they're giving more money to us.
The backlash against the likes of Spotify has been a long time coming, with many disgruntled artists wanting to speak up but reluctant to bite the hand that feeds them. COVID finally left many with no choice, but some in the industry believe it's also time for fans to play their part.
If you're a fan and you thought that the way you were supporting an act was through listening on Spotify, you probably need to readdress that. And I think it's up to fans now to educate themselves on how these streaming economies work.
Spotify declined our interview request and the UK government's inquiry continues. In the meantime, more high-profile musicians are joining the campaign. Jimmy Page of Led Zeppelin the latest, as a sector that's used to making plenty of noise gives voice to its dissatisfaction. Oliver Regan, TRT World, London.